Well, hello, folks, and today we've got Kat. Kat, as you may have noticed, has been involved in doing all the interviewing, and it's my pleasure, indeed, to interview Kat. Let me just introduce her from the fact that my first experience of meeting Kat was coming onto one of her sessions and being flipping awkward with her in actually asking questions and getting into an in-depth conversation on HTML. She knew nothing about me. So that's an introduction to where she was coming from somebody who has actually jumped on one of her sessions and developed a friendship through that. Kat, it's so good to be on the other side, isn't it?
No, it's not for me. I absolutely love interviewing. Thank you for an amazing introduction. I love interviewing people. I like to take the information out of them, but I don't think I'm too comfortable on the other side, but I'll try the best.
So you are somebody that founded Cloud Workshop, but tell me about your work and study experience prior to coming into the Cloud Workshop.
Whew, that's some question, John. I did not expect that one, but let's make it very quickly, right? I come from a background of a really wide perspective of archaeology. I started with art. Even in primary school, I was so good in art. I was taken out of classes and everything, blah, blah, blah. Then following that, I followed the pathway of art. Um, got into art college, art university. Then I've got this moment with anatomy, uh, and I started to do some studies in computer science, which was involving programming. But at that time, I had no idea I had ADHD or autism or any kind of like a personality disorder, which did not allow me to kind of like a focus on that moment of coding and get the code to run. So I dropped out about 2 years after. Uh, Being creative, being programming, and then doing archaeology, and got into a life of caring for other people. Being a care assistant, nurse assistant, I started doing classes for dementia awareness and in the community, in the nursing homes. I started to do training for the care assistants. Went heavily into the medical department, became a paramedic. So became first emergency medical technician, then I became a paramedic, started studying critical care in Edinburgh. Unfortunately, financially, I couldn't afford it, so I had to drop out. And then I just decided to drop my career and move it totally like a twister around. Got a course in cloud computing, and when I've done the course in a cloud computing about 4.5, 5 years ago, I'll it was about the time where I found out I'm ADHD. Like I have a severe ADHD, so I constantly wave hands, talk a lot, talk too fast, and blah blah blah. So if I'm talking too fast, please stop me, John. I'll be absolutely. I'm quite aware about it right now, so it's much more controlled. Anyway, got into cloud computing and I absolutely fell in love. Fell in love in the construction, the combination, and the all rest what it could actually create and support so many parts of society.
Okay.
Then I
That
met you guys. Then I met you guys, and I said, you are absolutely fabulous. You are having potential, and let's just do something with it. And this is how I'm here.
okay, so that's quite interesting. So what year did you get into coding and that sort of area?
Oh, like my first experience in coding was like
Sorry,
modem, modem.
I'm sure your microphone went then for some reason.
No, that was the imitation of the modem trying to connect to internet. If you remember those days.
Yes, I do, very much so.
So
Yeah.
that's the time. So it was about 1990s, late 90s and
No,
2000s. That
so
was my first coding experience. Yeah,
what coding programs were you looking at?
at the time. Oh, that was C++, plus plus, C hash. It was Python, very early Python because Python wasn't even really Python at the time. So it was more coding in the creation of systems. It was more programming itself and putting every single letter into place, not like today that you're actually writing the code in GitHub or VS and they'll finish the code for you, you know. So yeah, it was like if you miss a dot, it was like day or two. We were looking for the dot, like as a team. We were looking, where's the dot missing? Why is the code not working? We had to have a local server running to be able to check the code. It was totally different than these days. Um, that was my first experience, really.
So you're interestingly enough, when I first came into contact with you, the great discussion was about HTML, which I had a background of. You weren't aware that I had a background of, and the conversation went, you suddenly realized that there was a common theme between the two of us in programming and the infrastructure behind websites and infrastructure behind programming and how things operate, which was fascinating. You must have seen a lot of changes in the programming world.
Yes, and that the day when I asked you to actually carry on with a little bit of your experience, and I remember exactly that day. It was a additional kind of like a home. It wasn't a. It was a Friday's nights. That's what we
Mhm.
called it.
Yeah.
Friday night.
Mhm.
EZ. Um, it was called for a reason that it just, if you don't know what you do, and if you want to find out what you want to do, let's meet, let's join, and let's do it together. Always my key point was don't struggle together, don't struggle on your own, sorry, struggle together. Because struggling together is always easier because it's easier to find a result. I have a great saying actually with my grandmother, and I grew up by the way, I grew up on a farm, chickens and cows and horses and everything. So my grandmother always said, was there two heads? There's two brains. So we always gonna figure out something. When you on your own, you struggle on your own because you're in one world. So my key point and my kind of like a key idea of creating the cloud workshop was where there is the more heads is there, the more idea is there, the more resolution and solutions we can get. Um, I kind of find this the best way to do it, that not to do it on your own.
Right, okay, that's good. But so how do you deal with people with, for example, a bit on the autistic spectrum, ADHD, students who are not used to necessarily working as part of a team? And it's a well-known fact, I believe, that a lot of coders have um, different perspective on life. They tend to be, a lot of them tend to be in the IT field.
Well, I'll tell you that I'll cite something to create a space where people feel seen, heard, empowered to grow. When you cite this to anyone, because regardless what neurodiversity, and said and that was actually neurodiversity was the key point to create this group, because there is a different type of learnings. So you learn by flashcards, you learn by a quiz, you learn by um, visual pictures, diagrams, you learn by reviewing a video, you learn by asking questions. So cloud computing and the cloud workshop has been created for that specific reason, because I've seen over last 4 years when I've been part of a company, I've seen people struggling with just a simple structure. And I seen that people do need a little bit more diversity there, because I have gone very deep because of that. Because I'm neurodiverse, I went into psychology of the neurodiversity and type of teaching, type of learning. So when I was doing my classes, I tried to involve every single part of it. So video, maybe quiz, fun, some links with more knowledge if you need to go through, and kind of to create and put in everything together. So regardless what neurodiversity you've got, you will get that one part of this class.
Yeah, well,
And the key,
neurodiversity is a key area with different people
yeah,
learning in different ways. You don't actually have to be neurodiverse to have and not acknowledge the fact that you might find it easier to read text or easier to see the visual content in a different way. Classic example is Notebook LM, which is an AI system from Google that you can get in different formats, different ways of connecting with that content. How do you perceive people with their different learning requirements undertaking training through the cloud workshop studio?
well, if I'm understanding the question right, is we trying to accommodate everybody to their needs.
Mhm.
Because what we trying to do, Cloud Workshop has been created. At least what I've told people why I'm creating this group, why to join, it's just because you have this unique thing. You are leader, you are a supporter, you are I don't know, being able to explain. For example, Tony explains great the labs. Scott is great at explaining technical things. Jordan is amazing in support and going through over the exam questions because of his calmness and his kind of like a knowledge and experience also. And all the exams he's done as well. So yourself as well doing having such a variety of experience, trying to get those things across. But I think the key point of this is to do it live, and we will try to post, and we need to listen to the guidance of the people, what they want. And cloud workshop is to listen what you need, and we'll provide it for you. I think that's the majority of what we want. It's not, we don't want to put out the video. I said it'll be 3, 4, 5 days classes, and then I'll ended up like oh, I'll give it a quick example. I started my first IT cloud computing. After the first day, I was like literally second day. What am I doing here? What the beep? Okay, beep 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 beep. Um, that's supposed to be the courses things. So yeah, why do I do it? I don't think I'm doing the right thing. Contacted my educator, and he said amazing thing. I said, look, listen, let it settle in. There's a homework class on Tuesday, homework class on Thursday. Go join and see what people do, see what other students outside of your class think. I done that. Didn't had any much advantage of it. But then I joined the class then next weekend because I was on the weekend classes and I actually got a good read through and reviewed just the materials and said, oh, I know what he's talking about. But cloud computing
Do
is
you think that people find it difficult dealing with training companies and the individual learning needs? Do you think that the cloud workshop is intending to deliver something that meets those needs in a more, I'm going to use the word pastoral way, actually, looking after people going through the journey of learning and meeting the questions that they've got rather than just delivering content? Is that your way of processing, or how would you describe your way of processing delivery of training and learning for new people coming into the industry?
so well in the first place, it was such a long question, but I got the key point out of it because my brain is on fire, so it's process everything what you've said. But I got the key point. The key point out of this question, to be honest, is I think that genuinely a lot of cloud computing or IT even courses, even simple courses are designed. Deliver the content, let them to settle in with it, and let them figure it out after they finish the course. Where cloud workshop is you not leaving this moment unless we answer all your questions. So when we finish talking to you, you are going home or you just turn off the computer. I got something out of it because that's the key point. Key point of training, key point of understanding is finishing the course at 4. I said, I understood it. I know what he was talking about. And this is how I deliver my everything in courses. This is how I want to deliver my future courses. That if my people come in with me and learn, you're not leaving because at 4 o'clock and you still don't understand. Class can leave. I'll stay with you half an hour to explain you what it is all about because you're not leaving this course. Oh my God, like me, the first weekend. Oh my God, what am I doing here? Why did I decide to pay 2 grand for a course and I don't want to do it anymore? No, I'll I'll that was my invention of cloud workshop, where we want you to know everything before you close down this computer.
I think it's a big challenge for training companies. They have the content to deliver and providing the support and direction for learners, and actually encouragement and support is a massive issue. And just the ability, I think Cloud Shop Workshop is going to be really good at actually listening to students' needs and explaining. And that's, I think, one of the key things that is so important. You were going to say,
Yeah, no, no, keep going. I just want to say something after you finish. Go on.
okay, yeah. So I mean, it's great to deliver content, but anyone who's been on a training thing with me knows that I will actually ask the questions during the process, and then I'm well aware a lot of people are nervous about asking questions. How are you about asking questions? How do you find as someone as an instructor in dealing with questions and maybe the questions you don't know the answers to?
Well, in the first place, I'm not an instructor. What I do revision on materials. I'm doing the instructor course right now, so I can't call myself an instructor yet. But I have been running a courses cloud computing in AWS and Azure. So I need my qualification to do it legally, obviously, but I have been review the revision of materials is totally different.
Mhm.
Revision materials with people like I don't even need to be an instructor because like being an instructor is like rattling things out. Do you understand? No, let's do a lab. Um, what I want to do, I don't even want to be an instructor. I want to revise, wise to revise, what I called it on the web page we were on, is to revise wisely what we know and make sure we understand. Secondly, it's just to make sure that if you don't know, you have the resources where to look for more information and how to do it, or maybe practice it in your own time because there is a three groups of people, right? There's one group is likes to do it on their own. So they'll absorb the knowledge and do it on their own behind the curtains. Second people is that they listen and do it with you, they learn. And third people, they need one-to-one guidance and they need you to help you to do it with them. So those three groups is absorbed in cloud workshop and be willing to do. And that's why live sessions are the best ones. Because in the
Okay,
live
that
session,
sounds interesting.
yeah,
That
because
sounds interesting. So my
in the live, yeah.
loaded question is, what will you be sharing? What course will you be sharing next on the Cloud Workshop Studio?
Well, I was thinking because a lot of people are looking for AZ-104. AZ-900 is the basic one. Is the basic one. Whoever after finishing a course, AZ-900 is like people who oh, it's like, oh, I can do it, so let's do it, and they'll do it, and they'll pass probably very easy. 104 is a big step up, I have to say, and it's a challenge for a lot of people. Um, and starting with this is fundamentals. Fundamentals means I know what a cloud computing is, what it does, what services. It is the fundamentals. We have the fundamentals of it, what things and services are available, blah blah blah. Where AZ-104 is more how can we implement it? Can we do it? Can we
Mm.
connect it? Can we actually? So it involves skills. Um, comment to this. I'm quite happy to do and talk a little bit about job applications there because you can have certain jobs looking for. So you learn, for example, get AZ-900 and you think, oh, I'm gonna get a job for 50 grand. No, you won't. You're gonna AZ-104, get a fucking beep beep, get a job for 50 grand. No, you won't. What gets you there will be your skills. What
Mhm.
have you done? Have
So,
you done a project? And then you have cloud engineering, cloud architecting, cloud consultancy, and cloud support. There is a
right.
kind of a four type of layers where you're talking about. So if you do AZ-900, you are definitely cloud support. We're talking about 25, 27, maybe 30 grand a year job, but
Mhm.
you need to know your services and you need to have your AZ-900, maybe 104 to be able to combine those things together.
Okay, so I've looked at the Microsoft Learn packaging on YouTube and their training thing and think, oh, I could do it all myself. How long would it actually take? How long will your courses on the 104 take to get through within the training you're going to be delivering? And what difference time-wise is that between the 900?
Well, there is not really much AZ-900 on its own. You can get courses for approximately 500-600 quid, AZ-900, which I think it's money waste. I'm not saying that you're wasting your money, but it's gonna give you really the basics on. And if you wanna get a course of 104.
Hmm.
They cost a little bit more. They are between um 900 to 1100 course,
The
but you
course. What
also
about the exam? How much
no
is it
no
any
no hold
different?
on because I don't want to finish on the course. You can also get a subscription with QA. Sorry, QA advertising you right now, and they run courses on those exams. Um QA is about 20-30 quid a month. If you unless you want to do it monthly, they also do labs and everything extra. But you can go through Microsoft. They quite similar prices as QA. Microsoft does provide the same courses, give you videos and everything. There's no live courses. But if you want to go the fancy way, go live classes for 2 grand or something like this, right? Um, I don't think that that should be very individual choice, depending on people's learning perspectives.
So, when are we expecting the course to start?
Me, when I come back from holidays.
Aha. So, folks, she is actually planning to
Went
go
on
on a
the holiday.
break, come back,
Oh, oh,
and
that
then deliver this
I
training, which will be
need this.
exciting.
Yeah, no, I'm getting because I was fighting for my passport. I'm not a British citizenship, as you can hear on the accent. I'm not. I've been living in Ireland for years, 20 years, but I still have a Polish passport. Need to get my passport. Um, the date when I start my courses will be posted on Facebook, Twitter. Um, I can make a quick announcement on YouTube too, no problem. Yeah, we'll do it then. Uh,
So, as final thoughts, Kat, is there anything you want to close in thought now, and any final message you want to give us?
yeah, I do actually. Yeah, I do. I want to create a space where people can feel safe, secure, happy, supported. Um, there, not worry about questions. And I want everybody who joins the classes or joins me to be delivering all sorts of things, not be annoyed just because we need to support one more student out of it.
Mm.
I want understanding, reliability, and I want people to feel free when they join with me. Do you know? I want the conversation to be kind of like a class in the process.
How long will the sessions last that you're going to be delivering? And
Well,
have you got
this is
any
this
indications
is
of the time you're looking at delivering it at?
this is what I'm looking for, because what I'm looking for is a reply to this video and tell me what you are looking for. Do you want 2 videos, 2 hour session 3 times a week? Do you want a 3-4 hour sessions twice a week? Would you like a weekend, which are quite exhausting? But if people are up for it, I'm looking for what you give me. I don't want to set up something and you join and do pay and do this, do that. I want actually, do you know what I want? I want the feedback. I want people to tell me what they want, because I don't want to do something what I want. I want to do something what you want. You want, I'll do it for you.
Excellent. Kat, it's been really good to find out your plans and the journey that you've been on. And we look forward to this course and everything else developing in the coming weeks. Thanks very much for taking your time out to actually join us today. Thank you.
Thank you, John.